WesWes Show.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of MT at the Clip. I'm your host, Cams, and here with the brothers. Down for another week of podcast here on MT at the Clip. Avs, what's up, man?
What's up? What's cracking?
Oh, good. And Leti, what's up, brother?
What's good, man? All the best. You know what it is.
Yeah. Now, before we get into our brother over there in New South Wales, I know he's my brother. I don't know about you guys, but just start with some shout outs before we get into what you guys did this weekend or this week. So,
just first of all, just give a big shout out to all my family. For my cousin that passed away recently, got to meet some family members I haven't met in a long time, man, years, and it's pretty sad. We had to talk about it. We need to do this more often instead of, meeting up for like birthdays or funerals. I met a lot of my cousins, and then there were cousins that I've never met, and then I was asking my dad, hey, who's that? He was the one speaking, he's your cousin. That's your It's just good. It was a sad occasion, but yeah, just shout out to my family. My cousin Malama too, who held it down. Tono's sister, older sister. She was the rock of the family. She held everything down. So yeah, it'd be good to catch up with my cousin before she heads back to Australia. Yeah. No, shout out to my family. Yeah.
Nice. Rest in peace to our also too. He's one of the KUB from, I think it was like 99, I think 2000. My shout outs to like the brilliant stuff at the greatest intermediate in this universe. You know what it is, HIS.
I don't know.
It was just, I was blown away by Miss T's Tony's speech that she gave on the Pacifica Awards night. And surprisingly, my daughter got some awards. We were expecting a fair night, but they handed us some Pacifica Awards.
Nice.
But it was just listening to T's explanation of how far education has come since we were probably all at intermediate.
Yeah.
And that's going back, what, you need like 10 years ago, eh? I was like,
5 years ago.
Yeah. So shout out to them, Mr. and Mrs. Marcy on staff, Mr. Toko and even Ms. Talamahina, and to Hannah. Like, the stuff he's doing, especially for our kids, is superb, man. It's like, we can all sort of say, it's all on the kids, but like, without that support within the school, like for Pacifica kids to come out of their shells and like own their space.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing to see, eh? But yeah, man, shout out to her and man love for her. Like, I had to do that. Just to let everyone know, like, the times have changed,
Yeah.
They created a curriculum where it was just predominantly for Palangi kids and nothing that any of the Pacifica kids could relate to. And years later, like, they've got a program in the school now that these kids can aspire to. So that's why I'm always like, man, mad love to those Whaiaongas, eh? Holding it down.
Nice.
The greatest intermediate in this world. So yeah, thank you.
I just want to give a shout out to my guest that came over the week back on the 135. Salo, DJ Jax. Thanks for coming on, bro. And man, it was a good convo because there's been convos I've had on the back on 135 where it can just go on and on and on, and it's not really planned. And this one went for like straight 3 hours, and I didn't expect to go 3 hours, but I think it was just how the conversation was flowing, and this is the type of thing I always look for, like a conversation flow, and
yeah,
it's always different every episode because you don't know where things go, and you don't know what's going to happen in there, but that's the beauty of it, for me anyway, like having those moments. So yeah, man. That's me.
Sure, Salah. So this is why I'm wearing the tux. I'm representing the tux on behalf of my nephew. So like his dad's my first cousin on my mom's adopted side. But yeah, bro, it's cool to see him come through because he came through the same route that I went through, and like it's cool, eh? It's cool.
Oh man.
So boys, how's the week been?
Good. So challenges finished. Still training. I lost in 8 weeks. I lost 15 kgs. Proud of that because
Keep going, man.
I was the biggest, biggest build ups. Grinded, did that. Looking forward to next year, the new challenges. There's some real good ones out there that I want to jump on board. Looking forward to that. Just same old training.
Yeah. That's good, bro. Look at Slimmos.
Stop it.
How's the eating going?
I've been eating like shit this whole week because, I was actually, one of my goals was to get under 200, so I got under 200, weighed myself on Monday. I started at 213, then I weighed myself on Monday, and I was 198. I just missed out. There was a female that took out the last challenge I was on. But it's good. It's just different, and it's if you're serious about making change, there's no one else that's gonna do it. You got to do it for yourself, and that's what I learned during these challenges. Like, I used to be the worst. Like, I'd have a mean as hard out session, and then I'll go straight to the bakery, every time. Or wait for go get the scallops down the road after evening session, just little changes and now that I can see it and it actually works, by just changing what you put in your body. Yeah.
Facts, bro. Facts. Eh?
Still got a long way to go, though.
Can't train a bad diet, huh?
No, yeah.
Throwing a bit of listening to David Goggins, and you'll be fine, bro.
Yeah, hard.
That's awesome, Moose.
How about you, Let's? How was your week?
Oh, bro. Talk about busy, bro. Like my family. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Was it? Shout out to Mr. Kaiser at Moana, primary man, and to all the parents too. That showed up for the kids' graduation. Mr. Kaiser summed it up as a passing of passage, like for kids. He said there are milestones in your life, especially the kids one, like going to kindy, then going to primary. But he said that transition into intermediate. He said, like, not many kids can stay at one school because a lot of, the times have changed, people are moving different neighborhoods and that. But the bulk of that year have done kindy all the way up to primary now. So there's only a handful of them going through the innocent intermediate. So that was beautiful way, like, just to hear those words. It's sort of like people get caught up in their work, they forget. It's like, bro, take the time off to go and see these sort of events. Because I was tired, like I hadn't had to sleep. But my wife was like, you need to get up and go. We got to do these lorry lays. In my head, I was like, I thought it was just primary. But when we got there, it was beautiful to see, man.
Yeah.
Because they do the comparison, like when they first started to where they are now.
Nice.
They put their photos up and they call their classes out. They get their awards, And that's the time you sort of see, okay, you give your kids a lay. And because that's it, Like, there's no more baby anymore, intermediate. Like, that's the, I don't know, do the fuck girl. I'm going to sit in the car while you go do that. So that happened, and it was good to see other kids, like all the Pacifica kids, acknowledge, because it's not like a big number of kids at the school that are predominantly PI. But now it was just good to see, like, the parents there. Like, one lady, she did a haka for one of her kids.
Hey,
Oh, nice.
Because I was sitting over like in a sea of just singing kids, and to see that, it's like, bro, that's beautiful, man. And then there was a nana who got up and she did her grandkid. But even that, man, made me cry. I was like, fuck, that's, that kid's going to remember that forever, And so was all the other PI parents, It's like, bro, you wish we get to that age to be able to do it for one of your grandkids, So, shout out to all the parents that showed face, man, because, there's a lifestyle, lifetime memories that you'll be with you forever, So, that was good. And my son had his first ball. Yeah, man, that's sort of like, to be honest, to sum that up, if heaven was a place on earth, it would have been in that space, man, because all these kids are special kids. Yeah. Priceless. But it was just like, because we got the invite to go. And it was like, my wife was like, oh, how are you? We're going, And it was like probably maybe a handful of other parents that were there with their kids. But it was just cool, Cool to see my boy in the zone.
Yeah.
Because he's a fierce guy, Like, this guy's in love with Korean dance. He's like, K-pop, right? So, him and his two boys was like, can these guys just go dance with some girls already? But nah, they were just like, when you really dance, they go dance together. Yeah, busy week, eh?
So how you feeling as a dad, man? Because like you said, man, they're not babies anymore. You know, there's a sign of the times.
Yeah, nah, it is. It's like showing my age. Like I caught up with my boys today. Like I always want to make sure we catch up every year because the kids are getting older. So I said, because when my bro lost his nan, I was like, oh man, you know, we gotta make sure we catch up. So we caught up out in Huia, one of the bros' house, and like, you know, it's like fuck. So what's the next big milestone? And I was like, sorry, your daughter's 21st. But I was like, fuck, that's like 2 more years, man.
Oh man.
So you know, I'll be like, well, hopefully. So I'm hopefully gonna try and fit in a trip to Thailand before her 21st. But yeah, I'm just grateful because I got a SLR camera, and on that camera has got so many events, like since my kids have been young.
Oh, nice.
And I've got all the boys' weddings, and yeah, so a lot of people that we've lost over the years in their camera.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, just trying to take as many Polaroid photos as I can. Just lock them up, and when the kids are old enough to go back through it, he took a photo that day. Because these phones, like, you know, unless it's uploaded to a cloud, you know, but I've got that on SD card, so yeah, feeling my age, feeling my age, but the
young
mind,
buck, man.
the mind is like, I'm not that old. Yeah.
Sure, boys. Okay, we'll come to our first topic of the evening. And this is a topic that is being everywhere on social media right now. It's trending.
Oh fuck.
And you know, if you listen to our hints in the beginning of this podcast, we're talking about the Jarome Luai best man speech at Brian To'o's wedding. Now, I don't know about speeches and that best man speeches, but I know there's gonna be some banter in it, right? Or if the best man is drunk enough, he's gonna reveal some things he wasn't supposed to reveal. That's happened. That's not that's the thing that happens, right? It happens. Maybe not what we've experienced at the weddings we've been to, but it has happened. It has happened. You know, so you guys that are listening know about this, what we're talking about. I just want to get you guys and let's your guys' perspective on the speech.
I'll go first. Okay, so when I first saw it, I just thought it was Les Muffs, like
the stitch up or the whole speech.
No, when I first saw the stitch up, I thought it was Les Muffs, but then I saw the whole speech. I'm like,
right, like,
I'm just thinking, like, he probably thinks he's like in the garage with him and you know the boys, and like, you know, I think that's I think they bring up the upbringing, like how his family, how he was raised, because I know for sure, you know, I would never in a million years, you know, speak like that, bro.
You make a valid point, eh? Because you know, I spent all weekend on Twitter listening and watching everyone's take on it. But you're right, that's one valid point, eh? Because for example, it was one about kids, eh? Go for you. I promise.
I just thought it was Les Muffs. But yeah, like the way like I was saying before, he, you know, it's not like and see, and I guess, yeah, the upbringing, how he was raised, because I think if you was how I was raised, you know, I would never even joke like that, you know. I'll probably,
like an example also would be like how he, like him saying smelly ass, like just use that language in front of ladies, as an example.
And the adults that were there too, you know, I just thought it was Les Muffs, but
he's got big fools, He's got big fools because, like, you know, we were talking about it last week. Like, if he got he owned it because he apologized afterwards. So he owned it, but it's like he's got big fools because he said in front of all the parents, his mum and dad, and probably some gang members that were there, eh? Like, and the FPL's in that. So he's got big fools, bro.
Yeah, I just thought it was Les Muffs. But then I was waiting for the. He was FaceTiming this other girl. Oh no, sorry, it was what's her name? Moesha, or whatever. I'm just, bro, you know, I think, and also like he's young, he's Mimika.
Okay,
you know.
Now let's flip it now. If that was at your sister's wedding,
Oh,
Anga whaiwha pēne o Sirile speech. How was the reaction? Because I'll be sitting on
man.
Twitter all weekend getting everyone's take on it. And I've come to my suggestion, my take on it. But carry on, like, what would you have thought if that was your sister's wedding and Luai was the best man doing that speech?
I'll probably just jump on stage and take him out.
Yeah.
You know, I just thought it was Le Muff's fault, you know. But that's my personal take on it. Like, there's a place and time, you know. This is Brian To'o's wedding is gonna be remembered not for the dancing, the entrances and that. It'll be, you know, remembered for, you know, Jarome Luai's comments.
But would you say, like, because like I saw on Twitter and I asked one of my ladies that I always message, she in Sunga magazine, and I said to her, couldn't you honestly say, like, that's like Australian meal? It's Australian meal? Because if it was like proper speeches, right? Because there's no podium. All Australian weddings seems to be like there's no podium, like you can stand there respectively. Because you could just see when the parents were doing their speeches, like everyone's like talking, eating, laughing. It was like there's no sort of like shut the fuck up and listen. Okay, there was none of that, eh?
No.
But then see what his what did he say? Yo.
All I remember was, and you know, and he has sometimes I hear noises in the room, and then when he said, you know, like when he goes, yeah, I can hear him football and whatever. And then I saw him grab the mic, and I think he went like that, like he don't like, or he put on his chin, like, oh shit, I fucked up, you know. It's just, what's your take on it? Let's.
Yeah, my first text was like, what a fucking grub. And so those you don't know, I told people time and day out, like, this guy's a fucking grub. And I felt sorry for him. Listening to that, because it's like he might be drunk now, but when he comes to his, like, his
senses,
man, it's like, did I just do that?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's not any worse, right? Because all the tweets that I was reading, like, everyone's like, oh, okay, everyone's chucking in the this guy is simply uneducated.
Yeah.
Like, simply uneducated. Like, there's a time and place.
Yeah.
And there's a time and place. But then it was like, what does that say about the Stitch Up the Oh No video about the old guy that does his molimau?
Oh, what?
Oh, mate. Okay. Like, what about that guy? Like, you know, because this is the next big event thing after that.
Yeah.
On all socials, it was that. But because he was like the best man, like, hello, he just came back from the World Cup, so everything he's done for Samoa, and then come into the wedding and do that, it was like, that's why he owns that name.
Yeah.
Because he even said it himself. You know, this guy's the most famous dude. Everyone knows this guy's famous, but everyone hates me and Spencer Leniu. So he knows that much. But then to dig his grave even deeper, he carried on talking. And he goes, oh, fuck. I'll busy.
Bro, that was trad, yeah.
Yeah, now I feel sorry for him, bro, because it is uneducated and, like, stupid. Because now it's like a society, like, as Samoan, it's like, do we at least owe it to him to, like, say, bro, that's not right. You shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Because now you've gone and tainted a wedding, which is supposed to be the highlight, and he's highlighted it even more by talking like an idiot.
Yeah. The fact that you brought up that, like, it might be, you know, the Australian way.
Yeah.
I believe that too, because I reckon it's not or maybe it is. Like, I do notice I was watching a bit of that Bender yarns, like
and the way they talk.
Yeah, and it's like sort of no filter, but I mean,
it's muy pee, bro.
Yeah, like,
it's
no, you know, like, yeah, like they're young, but then
I look at that sort of behavior like this. If I was in Australia and my daughter brought a guy home and he was like going, oh, fuck off, what's he gonna do? If he said that in my presence, he was already kissed the floor.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know whether it's the way I've been brought up or the way we sort of copers like say, oh, that's not normal. Like, bro, they never let someone talk like that in your space. Like, that's a stupid. But it's uneducated. That's what it is.
Yeah. Well, what was your take on the games?
I agree with you guys with the uneducated thing and the way they're brought up. And because it's no surprise to me if you go to any Australian Barangi wedding, they're all like that. They won't be surprised that they'll do that. They'll say that. It'll be a laugh. Yeah. It'll be funny for everybody, you know. Because I think that's them, man.
It is, eh?
But they grown up in that same environment. But you know, talking about how because I noticed on the speech, Jarome, he's not that good at speaking Samoan.
No.
From what I heard, because that's the first time I ever knew. Because the whole thing throughout the World Cup was Joseph Suali not knowing his Samoan side.
Yeah.
You know, I never thought that Jarome will be one of them.
Yeah,
as
this
well.
is highlighted that.
He's
He's
just
like,
highlighted that.
The ngangana is foreign to him.
Yeah.
Like big time.
Yeah, but it's more than just the language. It's how you are, how you act, and
How you hold yourself.
How you hold yourself. You know.
Yeah.
So it seems to me he's got none of that. You know, and that what came out through that speech.
Yeah, bro. Hard. Like he acknowledged the bridal party as a best man should. He always acknowledge the bridal party. You girls look beautiful, and then he acknowledged that Brian's wife held it down. You know, trying to put everything together while they were away. Like he did that, but they were like fuck. Scary.
What was he
Talk
saying?
like that in front of the woman's mind. Remember Jake? You seen the scene on Jake the Mus? What's it? What's your words? There, you stop talking like that in front of the fucking woman. Someone should have did that to him.
Yeah.
But then it's a wedding, you know.
I noticed he brought out like he said something like that's my nigga or something too. I'm like, bro,
Very straight up, eh?
yeah, like, nah, that's
Might be.
let maths, bro.
But you're right. You're right when you brought up the Binder yarns, because that's exactly the type of
the energy,
style,
how they talk.
Yeah, especially the episode when Lisi was on, because they were talking about Samoan, like it was backwards, and they were sort of putting it down. Even though they're Samoans, they're laughing at it, but that's because the way they're brought up in Australia is different. And I think if this is the next generation where it's going, because if we think about it, our parents came from the islands, so we're brought up under their wing. So it depends on the next two generations after that. Like if the next generation's grown up in New Zealand ways and moved to Australia, and then I think the culture gets less and less.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
I think every generation that goes by, it just gets less and less, and it's also added to when we marry different
cultures
as well. You know.
What I did notice about different generations. So I did notice this was first time I've ever seen it. So my cousin's funeral, because he's part of the Bloods gang or whatever. Yeah, the swoop. Yeah, so some of them came up and like it was foreign to me. They would like when they would come shake their hands. They do the handshake or whatever. Up on the and then I think a couple of them said we'll see on the other side blood, things like that. Like I've never seen that before. That was different for me, and saying and I think his girlfriend was a blood too, because she was saying swoop till we till I see you or whatever. That was different. See, and they're a younger generation. I think back in the 10 years ago, I don't think anyone would do that in a church. Like that's that's the first time I've ever seen that.
Well, this is the first time I've ever seen someone best man say that. Yeah,
true. That
France was winning, because I know if you do that in Samoa, man, I think the whole village is gonna give you a hiding.
Yeah,
but so when I was looking at it on what's it called, on Twitter, and people were trying to put his face over Jacinda's, and they're doing the supposedly ifonga over the top of Jarome. Like that's the only way you can fix it. But it's like, if you think about it, that's not the way you fix it, because it has to be outside the house, eh?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that one in Town Hall was a public one, but even that's not seen as a proper one, because she's sitting on a chair. I was like, no, they don't do that. They go and stand in front of the house, and they fully knelt down and covered, until they pardon, whatever.
But that's probably what they told Jacinda. We got to do it outside the city hall. You got to sit on the ground. Now I'm not going to do that. We'll do it inside, okay?
Yeah. But I think what's his name? The Minister Sua Pito was saying, no, this is not a full-on ifonga. It's something else. I forgot the name. But yeah, Jarome, just
Yeah, I don't
Oos.
think he's gonna get picked for New South Wales next year.
Oh, there's nothing. Like, I didn't agree with him apologizing. You know, I know it's good he owned up, but why? Why own up in a way where, hey, I said it, so what? You know, why did they apologize? I mean, who was he apologizing to? Why he had to apologize to the whole world? Like, that's
the
the
two
one.
people we need to
Yeah,
hear.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like the people at the wedding, like Brian Sort's family,
Yeah, man.
or the 5 hour and all that. But I don't know why he had to make a big story and apologize to the world. You know, it's nothing to do with rugby league. You know, it's like private. The games are finished. This is off field. You know, you don't put that life in the public eye like that. You know.
Yeah.
But then again, you know, social media.
Bro, surprising how many fucking videos, bro.
Yeah.
Like, straight up, man.
Yeah.
Like, I saw the stitch up, and it might have been like a minute max. Within 2 hours, the whole video was out.
Yeah.
Then you jump on YouTube, fucking this whole reception was on it. And then you get to the other thing, they got the entrances. So people were obviously there recording it, man. And like, so many production companies were like just sharing their videos of it.
I noticed when I jumped on my TikTok, that was the trending, like,
Yeah.
the speech, the entrances too.
You know, when you're looking at the two different opinions when you went on social media, what was the most common one?
The most I was sort of reading it, not trying to let it sway the way I thought about it.
Was it against them or for
Yeah,
them?
it was full on against him, man. Like them saying like, oh, he's stupid, like he's like uncultured, and he needs to do better. But it's like, hey, at the end of the day, that doesn't fucking make him less Samoan. Like, he's fucking one of us.
Yeah.
Like, don't fucking do the, he needs to do this, he needs to do that. Fuckers, worry about what's happening in your own house. Because at the end of the day,
He's
it does not
Samoan.
affect the way you fucking live and breathe and go see your family, right?
Yeah.
It's his fuck up. That's his fuck up. Like, he already owned it. He's already apologized for it. But it's like, at the time he was doing that, it's just, fuck, that's not the time to be talking like that. Simply, yeah.
What was funny too was when he was saying, Ole pisse. I'm like,
Oh, yeah. When you're
But I felt sorry for him. But it's like, see, me ngai mauling or grub.
Yeah.
Fucking grub.
Shut around. Why?
Carlo facing a moilo messy.
I forgot about that. How are you saying it wrong?
Yeah.
But man, what a way to remember the wedding, huh? But see, that's what I mean. I was like, bro, now that wedding's gonna be tainted because of that speech.
Yeah, that speech. It should be a special day.
Because like I don't agree that like it was probably not the time and place, but it was like, bro, we as like Pacifica and Samoans should not give him a pass. You know what I mean? Like, he's already owned it, but let's not do the fuck, bro. The chuck the Samoan, like, he doesn't make him any less Samoan because he's still Samoan. But it's more the thing that I was cracking up was like, as soon as the tonga started jumping on, I was like, motherfucker, get the fuck out of here.
Oh.
He just didn't make the quarters, eh? Relax. That's the thing that was pissing me off on Twitter.
The thing I feel about with people saying that, like on social media, was like, there's been other moments with other people that they've said that to. Like Scribe, when he did his dance after he did his after he got his tattoo.
Yeah.
His better.
Yeah.
He was supposed to do a Sifa Samoa, but he did something else. And
He
everyone got angry at him, and you know, you can't do that. Like, you know, that sort of thing. Or The Rock, you know, people tease The Rock for not being Samoan.
That sort of
that kind of
shit's like stupid, eh? Like, it's like, man, like we are the most hardest commodity of freaking Angamu in the world. It's like, bro, this guy, people like seem to forget, like, what did you do for the Rugby League World Cup? That guy did it. He's still one of us, man. We can't. Yeah. It's not the Saruna in blood. Like, come on, man.
I don't think he's gonna be invited to any weddings.
Bro, straight up, bro. That's what I was. That was my like full stop take. It was like, man, if anyone like any of my family had done a speech like that, I'd be like, bro, this is the last family event this guy's coming to until he can freaking get his shit together and go, bro, you eat last, like, you know, because fuck, that would have been. Because you can't give him a pass on it. At least he acknowledged, oh yeah, bro, that's wrong. Like, what did I just say? He had a smelly ass. Damn.
Yeah, the other thing I noticed was that he said he only knew Brian for 6 years. Hey, so they never grew up together.
7 day ones now.
It was Jarome and Nathan. They grew up together.
Fuck, what a crack up, man.
And he gave him the best man. Oh, bro.
But we don't know. We don't know what, you know. But I just want to play this other speech that I found on social media.
Is it the Sunny Jim one?
Yeah, I saw that one too, bro. That's funny.
Yo, can I get a yeah? Don't be rude, huh? Don't be rude. My family's all here. Tell him not to be rude. Shut up. It's your wedding, man. Anyway, 500 lei. Can I get a yeah? Cafe. Like Samoan, eh? Sorry, cafe. Yeah, I'm the best man, as you all know. His best mate. And yeah, anyway, moving along, I just want to say the bro's got a stinker! Stinks like shit there! The bro's nickname's Poo-Ha, you know why? Poo-Ha! That fucking reeks. I feel sorry for your missus, you stink-ass motherfucker. Bro, you got the smelliest ass that I've ever met. I lived with him for fucking 7 weeks over in England, and his ass just smelled like shit the whole fucking time.
Wait, there'll be a hiding out for this.
And I'm not even lying, he cheated on his missus every day. He cheated on his missus every day, he was talking to some girls. Nah, I'm just joking, sis. I'm just joking, he didn't. But really, he did. Bro, and one thing, nah. But on a serious note, you know, all fun and games aside, one time I walked into the bloody bathroom, the bro was having a fucking fufu. Hey, fucking coming all over the wall and everything. He's bro, Sir Wangalord. What's your name? Wayne King. Yo.
Bro.
So that was the funniest skit, man.
Do you see when he goes he like when he had the mic and he goes, oh no, no. Like you see that? You were seeing it? I'm like, that's that moment, bro.
Man, this guy, man, he's had a hard year, off the field. This is just the latest.
Even on the field, remember he lost the State of Origin series, and he played the best in the final.
Yeah.
But there's his off-field antics, like his partying or his celebrating. They were angry at the way he was celebrating.
But does that just highlight how much of a grub he is?
Oh, man.
Nah, man, he's the man.
Memory Lane?
What's a memory lane?
You have one?
No, oh yeah, I do. I was gonna have a question. I was gonna ask because you know, you're talking about the kids' awards and that. See, because you know, and you're saying like how the intermediates change, you know, and it's good what they're doing now.
Yeah.
You know, it makes me think I wish they had that back in our days. So that's what brings me up to memory lane. So, what's your? Because I think we all went to the same intermediate, but different years. What's your fondest memory of you back in Henderson Intermediate?
Ooh.
I remember lunchtime sport.
Oh yeah,
playing softball because we won. I think we were one of the top classes. Lunchtime sport.
Yeah, is it the interclass sport?
It was lunchtime. Yeah, lunchtime sport.
Yeah. This is when the classes play each other. Right?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
What class were you in?
Room 19.
19. Because the school's changed heaps, eh?
Yeah.
It's changed heaps.
I was in Mr. Bachelor's class. You were 18, eh?
Yeah. We had the Ulovale.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember Pama? Yeah. Ken's older brother. So we had him. Anthony Adams. I don't know. So he was in there. Man, we had a.
But was any good at basketball there?
No, I think we were all like rugby. We like rugby back then. Yeah, but so my fondest memory of Henderson Intermediate was so I got run over.
Why not?
Yeah, there was a time I got run over, and then I heard from the friends from school saying, "Bro, they announced at the assembly, you know, to make sure when you cross the road, to look left and look right."
Yeah.
So I got run over outside in front of my house. Okay, Yeah, because we used to catch the bus back then. So normally people will go when you get off the bus, you go at the back and then cross the road or whatever. But I thought I was a hero. Bus stopped and then I walked around the front, and like normally you'd look that way because cars are coming that way, but I was looking over there, like, and then
Who were you looking at? It was
and then and then apparently they announced it in the assembly that they didn't say who it was, but they were saying
I could tell.
yeah.
With your limp.
Yeah, no, I think everyone knew who it was, and then I remember that because I think my that's when I had a little afro and I thought I was like kid and play or whatever back in those days, and then I came to school with a baldy because my dad was pissed, man. Yeah, that's my fondest memory, and it was cool because I remember, man, all the kids were like, man, you're good of it. And yeah, man, I bumped that van off. I was talking like shit, but really, I was flying in the fucking air, bro.
Did you go to hospital?
Yeah, I was in the hospital,
How
man.
long?
Probably the weekend.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Yeah, that's my fondest memory.
I have heaps of intermediate. I'm just grateful like the intermediate's still legit.
Yeah.
Like, because my oldest, she went to series is predominantly Palangi. Like fucking 8% Pacifica. That's fuck all numbers, eh? That's fuck all numbers. But yeah, because she went there, and now that my third oldest kid's there. So she's finishing up this year, and then my youngest starts there next year.
Oh.
But like, what I remember about him, we were trailblazers, man.
Hey.
Because we were like the first league team and rugby team to make the final, the Western Zone final. And we won the Western Zone final. The rugby,
Yeah.
and we had a lot of like basketball rep players too back in that time.
Man.
And we did all right athletics.
Yeah.
But probably my fondest memory of intermediate was probably camp. Yeah, man, I don't know why I thought I was hot shit. Eh? Like, you get back here, like, wearing your older brothers and sisters' clothes and shit. But I remember getting told off from the teacher because I was late.
Oh, yeah.
And it's probably why my thing with time management's always been legit, because like fuck, he said, for every minute that you're not here and you make every other child wait, you add that up. That's how many minutes you've wasted to come and wait, make everyone wait on you. Well, that's the last day I was ever late, man.
Oh,
and then I remember they go, oh, is one making an announcement? Let's just be here on time. Ever since he got told off.
Oh, yeah.
But I was like, the last time I ever made anyone wait, I was like, fuck, when someone gets 8 o'clock, bro, I'm there like 10 to. But yeah, that was my fondest memory of camp. Because it was at camp. Camp was supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
But then in front of all the kids, they went to camp, I got told off. And this is he was like my league coach, rugby coach, my Bob McLaren coach. So like he made an example of me, but fuck that stuck. I was like,
Who was the teacher?
this guy Glen Harold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was just like, because he was my coach. I was like, oh, we'll go to the next minute. He goes, lady, comes out of here.
Oh.
In front of the whole camp, I was like, fuck. But I wasn't gonna badmouth him or anything. I just stood there and looked at him. I was like, bro, this shit's sinking, bro. It's the last time I want to be up here getting told off.
Did you have detention? Did you ever have detention back then?
Yeah, outside the office there was that little square pavement and the chair. You had to go sit there.
Oh, bruh. I remember because I was always on detention. We used to do, it was Mr. Clapcott, He used to do, it was like for Z. Like we had to run bare feet on the concrete for like about 40 minutes.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, man. I hated that.
You know how to do that now.
Oh.
Teachers get in trouble now.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I should have just wagged all of the detentions, never went showed. Yeah, that's my memory lane topic.
Oh, sweet, man. Next topic. Leti, you bring up one on the page about a baby, parents, and a baby. There's a life and death situation for a child. If the child doesn't get this blood, they'll potentially die.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Phil for posting that on our page. But yeah, I read a bit of the article and it's pretty ugly. Yeah, the situation is pretty ugly. Because the parents didn't want babies' blood transfusions from vaccines, blood. And I think the hospital saw that as it's almost like a fail as a parent to supply the necessity of life, is it? It'd be something along those lines. And so the hospital did an overnight like hearing, and then they've managed to put the operation. They've made it happen on the terms that when the parents, if they don't agree to this because the baby needs it, that they can then appoint 2 guardians from the hospital to be baby's legal guardians while she's having the operation.
Oh, wow.
And then they said they obviously got the police to step in. And then, they came and handed the parents the notice because baby was due to have an operation like early hours of the morning. And so it was all over Twitter. And they showed the video of the police sitting down talking with the parents. And then it escalated like real quickly. And it escalated to the point that the dad was going off at them, calling them criminals for coming, intercepting, taking baby. Like, as a parent, like, that was hard to see because hearing her cry, like, this is my baby. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And, like, these parents had, obviously, blood donors who weren't vaxxed, ready to offer their blood. But then the hospital didn't see it that way. They might have thought, okay, there's a whole lot of screening that needs to happen, which is probably all bullshit. Because when people give blood, they're not asking these questions. They just, they'll filter that and they'll match it. And they'll know what blood type that is. So all of this was just, them as parents failing to do what was right. But then, who gave the hospital that right? Because baby obviously needed it, but to sort of like make the parents look like they weren't, doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Because there's no testing on that vaccine blood, right? Especially for a toddler. And that. My first look on it was like, well, and I hate that I actually thought like this, bro, but it was like, what's been happening to Pacifica and Māori kids for years? The orang and tamariki and all that stuff. Like even the unborn babies, and then orang and tamariki stepped in, and then they built cases against these kids, against these parents, saying that they're not fit to be parents. So this here is nothing new. It's just that it's, we're part of the social media, loom of articles that can happen, like they take place, and this family's obviously suffered because of a decision that they should have, and they actually had the hospital listen to their case. We don't want our daughter to be, flooded with vaccinated blood. Yeah. So
I should make shout out to Karamia because she went in the comments and said that there are blood out there, unvaccinated blood. So is it a case where the hospital doesn't want to use it? They've got their hands on it, but they don't want to use it because it's like for them like a moral thing for for COVID and all that shit. That's been the narrative for the government and society now that everyone needs to be vaccinated.
Yeah.
Are they just not gonna touch any unvaccinated blood even though they've got some, just because of that fact that society's gone the way of being vaccinated.
Yeah.
Which is sad. But if it was your kid, what would you do?
If it was my child, I think
I already stabbed the Leos. I'm already doing a lag for stabbing the Leo.
I think anything to keep my baby alive, vaccinated, non-vaccinated, like, it's sort of sad that it had to get to that point, but I think the baby's well-being should be the utmost, the first priority over everything.
But I think those parents would have seen, like, how I mentioned that Pfizer was already on the news and in the High Court, and like when there were healthy teens in Auckland passing away because of the vaccine. So that was proven, right? Because Pfizer came out and said, they didn't do enough testing. That was just simply put together because of the data that they had with like flu vaccine that was similar. That's how they came up with that vaccine that they came out with, the COVID-19 one.
Oh.
So I can understand the fear in those parents, like, because it hasn't been tested,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And because I think it was a heart transplant or something like that.
Oh man, it's such a young age too to go through that. And getting the police involved, wow.
Well, because like the hospital they overturn the decision to make it happen, but then for them to say they're gonna appoint 2 hospital staff to do it, and they're all gonna act on any decisions on behalf of the parents. Like, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's major fucked up. What if the dad was saying, okay, she's a 40% chance of passing away, but then gonna have to act? What would the parents would have been? Well, do what you need to, but then where did those people get off? What if the baby had passed away?
Yeah.
And turn around and say, oh, look, it didn't work.
Yeah, that's a tricky one.
I think just thank God that we're not in that situation. Hey, boys.
Yeah.
Thank God, man. Damn. That's a hard one for those parents who's going through that. You know. But yeah, man. That's making me hungry. So any food reviews? Any food reviews?
Yeah, I got one. I got change the topic. So I went to so after my challenge on Monday, my final weigh-in on Monday, on Monday night, I got shouted out to this place, Baccarat. It's out in Stoddart Road in Mount Roscoe. $38. Or you can eat seafood. Or you can eat seafood.
Shit.
How poker fillet?
What kind of seafood?
No,
What do they got?
they had so with me and how I eat, like if there's something particular that I just and it's
Oh, you need yeah, I'm there.
and it's you know, like because I went straight to the salmon. You know, I loaded up my salmon.
How they cook it?
Oh, it's like a hot pot. So there's a stove, like a little mini stove in front of you, and they get a pot and then they halved it. They are like, so one for whoever you're having dinner with, and the other half for you yourself. So I threw in and the chicken too. There's chicken there. What was cool about it is that they had like the 2-liter like drinks, Coke, Fanta, Lift, all of that. You can go and grab one and then put it on your table. With your cups and that, and that's all you can, drink.
It's all part of the
deal. $38, and then all you can eat ice cream too. So yeah, I had probably like 4 or 5 plates. Okay, I just went for gold, man. I had maybe 3 dessert bowls. Yeah, and
How'd you find out about it?
oh, so like I googled a buffet, and then but then there was nothing. But there was nothing. It was only Gangnam, but I don't want to go to Gangnam.
Yeah,
and
fuck
then,
that shit.
So we went to it was either that or there was another place we were gonna go to, but we decided to go to that one. It's called Baccarat on Stoddart Road. Man, $38, all you can eat. They had mussels, raw fish. They had this like nice garlic bread too.
Damn.
Yeah, it was.
Did they have any like lobster or anything like that? Crab?
Oh yeah, all of that's there.
Hey.
But I just saw because I love salmon.
Yeah.
Man, and they got like fries, fried chicken, and then they had like all these other sort of chickens as well.
You didn't do a video?
No, yeah, I did.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah,
I've
sweet.
just on
Video
my
will be
plates.
in the link below, guys.
Oh, and there's photos. We can put the photos up there too. Yeah, it was really nice because if you go, like say, if you get a Gangnam, right? You gotta pay. It's $35, but you gotta pay $10 for a jug, And they only have like slices of little slices of cake and ice cream. There, you can go grab a big drink bottle, put it on your table, and you just get ice. It was really nice, and it was quiet too. The time we went.
What's the building? Is it like the car park in front and stuff like that?
On the heaps of space in the car park. In the front entrance, like there's a massive smoking area. It was mainly there was only 2. There was all Asian people, but it was me and my friend, and there was a Tongan group here, like a Tongan family there. Yeah, but everyone else was Asian. Like it was quiet too.
Is it a big dining area.
Yeah. I'll put up the photos on our page. But no, yeah, this we went $38. I reckon it's worth the money.
Damn, $38 sounds good, man. But you know, for all the listeners we got, the price is gonna go up. Price might be going up in the next few weeks.
$38.
Yeah.
Sorry, I did kongai today for $30, $32.
Well, what did you make, Let's?
A pork chop suey and a chicken sweet potato curry.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
And it's so much good, man. So I took 2 ulus like this, right?
Yeah.
Went to the kongai today. It's all gone, mate. It's all gone. Yeah. And then my wife baked some Afghans. Well, the Afghans were up the. I'm not a person for like sweets and that, eh?
Yeah.
But yeah, she baked about 17 before we left. It's all gone. It's all gone.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, the good thing about what we spent is that I got my daughter to do it. So she did some pineapple pies. She did like a little bake sale.
Oh.
And then while she was out, I said, while you're there, because I told her, get like a shoulder pork, you know. And then she shopped for it, and then I can get some vermicelli.
Of the super sweet.
Yeah, vermicelli. And then yeah, she ended up buying like some onion. Like, it would have cost her $30. She goes, nah, it came to 30. Okay, you. That wasn't in the budget to get an onion.
Oh.
She did some garlic. Yeah. But yeah, it came out good, eh? Like, I forgot what the blocks are called, but they're like little squares of like beef stock that you can buy. I forgot what they're called. But yeah, I dropped that into the pork when you pre-cooking it.
Oh, bro,
You
I
gotta
love
get that
pork,
smell,
man.
you gotta get that smell going. The onion, the garlic, soy sauce. But yeah, it was all gone. It was,
Nice.
yeah, but it cost $30. $30 to make 2 big pots.
Bro.
It's worth it.
I still
Not
want to
easy.
see. I want to still that macaroni and cheese you made.
You want to do a macaroni? I'll do one for a barbecue.
I saw that. I love macaroni and cheese, man.
But yeah, that was $30, enough to feed. So I had like 2 plates. That's going almost 8 people.
Shit,
Lovely, like all gone.
bro. Save a lot of money, man.
Yeah, bro. I think it's just going to the right pack and save and buying the right pieces to buy.
Yeah.
Because key to the good, man, there was hardly any fat on the shoulder. So I was like, fuck, there's heaps of meat. There's heaps of meat in it there. Because you know these chop suey, like when you get the socials, then it's just 1 piece every 2 scoops.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, bro, it was like, there should be like 11 pieces in your whole first scoop. It was like that. So I was like, oh, shock you to well. She's like, yeah. I was trying to find the less fatty ones, you know. Wait, don't worry, man. I'll have a sodas for the barbecue.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I got a food review. Francesca's Pizzeria in Point Chev. So if you go up to Point Chev and turn left, if you go up the hill towards Point Chev and turn left towards Point Chev Beach.
Yeah.
But before you get to Miola Road, there's the last 2 shops like opposite each other.
It's on the left.
It's on the right.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's a pizza shop. Pizza shop there.
It's a standalone shop, eh? There's not another shop with Tesla.
Yeah. That's right. Pizza's there, bro. Honest to God. Juicy.
Hey.
Juicy, man. Juicy.
Ooh.
Juicy. So it's $27 for a pizza, a large pizza. And yeah, we got my favorite is the pork one, the pork sausage one. So you get pork sausage one. The other one I had was the salami one, and then the Hawaiian. So I'm a big fan of Hawaiian pizza.
Yeah.
But I think because last time I went there, I wanted to see how he makes it, because it's all in the pizza oven. It's wood fired, right? But he only cooks the base, the tomato sauce, and that's it. And he puts the ingredients after it comes out of the oven. But it's so hot that it just melts just right, so you still get the flavors of
Like
the
it's been
topping.
cooked in there.
Yeah. So he puts the block of cheese on top, and you can see it like melting, but it's melted just right that it's juicy. Like the pineapples are thrown on after, cold, but then when you start eating it, it's like
Hot.
It's warm, but you still get the juices from the pineapple. Not like it's like cooked, baked,
fried and then dried out.
yeah, like you get at Domino's and and Pizza Hut and all that.
Yeah.
But he does that for all the toppings, like the salami.
Oh, nice.
He cooks the pork because you have to cook the pork. But all the other toppings that comes on afterwards, which is different. But it makes sense because he don't want to overcook.
Yeah,
He don't want to undercook. It's just right, eh?
Bro, he made me hungry, bro. Holy
If I had a
shit.
spare $100, we were all going there. Now.
I'm just, I don't want to eat that microphone. I want to eat the microphone, bro. Yeah, calm down.
So,
Shit.
yeah, but man, this segment was dangerous. Sharp boys. There was another thing we posted on the Inside the Clip Facebook page. Was Memorial Way on in Glen Eden.
Oh, yeah, Pitono's, yeah.
So what's that all about?
So some lady, so a lot of his boys had, they didn't go over and see him. They obviously went to his last spot where he had lost his life. And they had placed like Vailima bottles, and like bottles of like liquor, and like they even hung like a white vest and like red bandanas, Samoan apparel, and flags and stuff. And then it was probably Wednesday or Thursday, man. Some lady had gone and kakalaed all the fungals and started drinking it.
I think she was wearing the vest.
And she was wearing the vest, man.
Like,
wow. But do we give her a pass? Like, was she all there? Like, was she stupid or was she...
Yeah, that if she's like, if there's something like, that she's not all there sort of thing. Yeah, because there's a lot of people that roam, the streets like that, she could be homeless, but still, yeah.
It's not a good look, eh? It's not a good look.
No.
But my take on it was like, I know it's a memorial and that, but I get it when you put alcohol and beer at the cemetery, but at a public place like in the middle of the shops where people can just
there's heaps of homeless people that roam around there too.
Yeah, exactly. So if she was part of them or not, and we don't know, eh?
No.
Well,
assuming she was, though, it's like that's where you can sort of be like, kalofai.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it is disrespectful though.
Yeah. It's like on people's in the like what committee people leave beers and that on the headstones and that.
Oh, that would be 100% worse.
Yeah.
Imagine people going, oh fuck.
Yeah. And see, and I saw, I think there was a time I drove past there heaps of like Samoan flags, and it's I'm just great, grateful no one took those flags. It'll be sad.
Just don't let also kiss the floor, go over there and start doing the video in front of the flags. Man.
Nah. Yeah.
Shall we take one out of the box?
Oh.
Serious bunks. Man, shout out to the girls from Aftercassi Scoop, man. Well, so what happened, mate? So we're still waiting. But you know what it is, life gets in the way, priorities come first.
Yeah. Still waiting for an episode. Come on. He's on holiday.
Okay, so this question from the Zarius box is, if you were the Prime Minister of New Zealand, what is one rule you would like to change? So if you were the NZPM, what was one rule you would like to change? One rule. I got thousands.
Yeah, I got heaps.
I got one like off the bat of like off the brain, off the cuff. To house the homeless people. Like there's tons around, or like you can tell like who's really homeless, and then you can tell who's got a house, and then they just come and sit, because I know there's a guy that lives. I mean, I know he lives on Pooks Road, but he comes to the dairy, and he sits outside the dairy, and he, got the sign, but he's smoking, like I just, there's just something to do with the home. I know there's the mission and all that, but just something to do with the housing the homeless people.
Like, while you're on that, like that yarn, like, I'll be honest, like, when I was at school, like, when I talk about the struggle of being at school, and, like, being, like Big Daddy Fat Sex has done, like, little skits where, like, you go and buy a pie from the tuck shop, and you go colour, and there's, like, all these vultures that just gives a bite, and they will grab their hands, they just grab your pie. By the time you get to your turn to have someone who's, like, the little crust left, right? So, like, as an adult now, and I've heard people talk about their identity, like, especially guys that come from the islands and then they come here. Like, when I thought about it at school, guys used to, like, be like vultures, man. They'd stand at the tuck shop, and any person, got 10 cents.
Yeah.
You got $1. And, like, they got full-on uniforms, right? And some of them shoes won't be regulation uniform. Like, now that I'm older, and I think about it now, right? When people are struggling or they need money, like, it's hard to ask for help, So now that I think about those guys back at school, because we all struggled, man.
Yeah.
A lot of us used to be like, fuck, don't need to bring your own lunch can,
Yeah.
When I think about those guys, they used to stand at the tuck shop, to stand there every day and ask, you got 10 cents or you got 50 cents? Like, it would not be easy, eh? Like, there's got to be some sort of thing in your head that makes you that not mad to ask.
Yeah.
But when I think about it now as an adult, it was like, man, a lot of adults, they struggle to do that, just ask for like 5-10 cents.
Yeah.
So a lot of us was like, it's got 10 cents if I love my bus fare. And then you see the guys at the shop eating it. You fucking panic, I'm not giving you any more money. But these other guys, they used to stand there at the shop, and every guy that came, bro, you got 10 cents, you got 10 cents. They were doing like the window washing styles,
Yeah.
Probably had enough to buy like a packet of smokes and bus fare and a feed. But like, when I think about it, it's like, bro, it was big of them to be able to do it every day. Especially because it was hard at school, man, trying to get by just to eat.
Yeah.
Especially from getting from Ranui to Hamilton and back. That's what it felt like.
Thinking about that is like, is that the solution, or is it the back end? Why are these people homeless? Why are people homeless in the first place? Like, we can easily giving them a house is like putting a Band-Aid on a. They need the operation. You just putting a Band-Aid on it, So there's heaps, because if you think about it, back in the days, there wasn't this many homeless people.
Yeah,
There's heaps now. There's heaps now, and you sort of know why, because prices gone up.
Yeah,
house prices in there are like skyrocketing. Everything just goes up, man. It gets harder and harder and harder. Don't know if it's the population, or we just slow to cater for the population, or how to make things easier for people. Yeah, there's a whole back end to the whole problem.
Yeah,
that needs to be solved. So maybe it's like, I don't know, free education or free public transport. Those sort of things to start with.
Yeah, free education is like the one thing I would push. Like, free education, and that free education should be free lunches.
Yeah,
like, I've always believed, like even for myself, like my oldest, now that my third daughter's at Henderson, and they're part of that free lunches scheme, whereas my daughter at primary, that school's so rich, it's like they don't fall under that bracket. But like, just not worrying about lunch is massive relief enough, man. And
a lot more kids will come to school and that.
We have 2 incomes, but it's like, man, you didn't have to worry about morning tea and lunch.
Yeah,
the kids will get fed at school. Like, even my boys at Massey, he gets fed as well, and they get hot meals as well.
Oh, nice.
And like, it's a big change, eh?
Yeah.
But like, the saddest part about that is like, shit, that was been around for a few years, and it's only just come out west, whereas they had that out south quite a while ago,
Oh, okay.
So now, free education, man, because like, I look at it now, my daughter's going into her second year next year, and she's not entitled to any subsidies or funding or like student allowance, which is wretched, eh? Because they reckon, because she said that, because we earn too much, so we can't. And then on top of all our other bills and land rates and water and all that bullshit, it's like, fuck.
Man.
So like even I tried, just go get these my old scholarships. She said even if she applied for that, she wouldn't be entitled to one. You know? So we have all these skill shortages and all these, but they don't want to allow these kids to go for their sort of jobs. So it's mind blowing, man.
Yeah. So was that your one? Free education?
Free education, yeah, along with free lunches.
Yeah, I think all our suggestions for what we can do if we were Prime Minister is to fix that homeless problem, fix poverty in New Zealand. You know, we can do that by free education, free healthcare, free public transport, things that you need, like free public services. I think.
Yeah.
Like, because these are things you don't need to worry about. If you don't need to worry about these things, you can concentrate on other things.
Yeah.
If you don't have to worry about food, if you don't have to worry about your health, if you don't have to worry about getting to A to B, man, that is fucking 60% of your stress.
Yeah.
Stress
bro.
gone, man. You know.
Like living wage was brought in, like living wage is supposedly a little bit higher than the minimum wage, right? And the minimum wage is at $23 now. And the living wage was brought in like for families who have love and they might have unexpected like bills. But like with the fucking price of rent now, and it's not enough. Like you literally can't get by. It's like real hard. Added the cost of gas, where everyone's got to get around somehow. But you're right, man. If it was free public transport and like the doctors were free, fuck, life would be easier, a lot easier, and there'd probably be a lot less homeless as well.
But the free education is a big one because it's catering for the new generation
Yeah,
to go through school, to love it, to do something they want to be when they grow up. Like it's a more chance for them to be what they want to be when they grow up. You know. But yeah.
because I mean, we've seen a lot of things in our lifetime that we can say. Like we've been through 2 lockdowns.
Yeah.
We've seen the Samoan make it to the Rugby League World Final. But it's like, it needs to be more things like where we can see less homeless. Because you drive through Henderson and you see the same guys slipped in the same doorways. You see the same beggars out on Ranway, still begging.
It's
But
funny.
like
It's funny. It's funny you said something about the house prices, the rent going up, because the law is changing with the whole insulation thing. Now, I think this year, I think it already has, or next year, the insulation, like with insulation, there's different types. There's different levels. Like if you buy pink bats, you can get an R1.2 or R2.2 or whatever it is. So now they changed the law; they have to go higher, so it's more expensive for new homes, which is gonna put the price up. And for the house. So that means the rent's gonna go up. And it's the Greens that are pushing this because it's all about climate change. We need to gear up our houses, future houses for climate change.
Yeah.
But at the same time, all the prices of the houses going up, the rent's going up.
We're gonna get the Tim on here, or even Vin on here, to talk about the price of the interest rates, because I tried to have a yarn with the boys today, because I was telling them, bro, when it comes, it's fucking gonna kill us. It's gonna be so hard to try and get by, because if you're on a floating interest rate for your home loan, you're fucking unpredictable. Like you can go from paying like $600 this week to get to a floating interest rate, fucking might be almost double it, just because the interest rate's not fixed.
I mean, it's gonna be fucked for that, for even people that rent as well, because I read on the paper that the National Party wants to up the retirement age to 67.
Yeah.
67. And what they said sort of makes sense, because if you're 65 and you retire now and you're renting, that's most of your pension gone on the rent.
On the rent, yeah.
Unless you get out your KiwiSaver, but that's only will last you the next 10 years or so. And then you got your pension, which will go on your rent. So it's better to actually own your own house. But with the interest rates as well, that's gonna fuck you up even as well. So yeah, 65. We're gearing up for 60. If we're the working class, we work to 65, then we retire. But it might be that we need to still work to save some money again. Because it's not enough. Our pension won't be enough.
Yeah. Shout out to all those that are, 65 plus, still grinding, still working hard.
A lot of that is because they love the job, eh? Or don't want to stay home,
Yeah.
do nothing, eh?
Yeah.
It's routine.
Yeah.
Once they step out of a routine, it's get lazy,
Yeah.
start, you know.
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
Oh, good question. Good question.
That's a heavy question.
Yeah.
That's
Where all
serious.
these serious people on Instagram? Shucks. Man, go get a haircut from your barber, man. Far out. So, like,
What was next?
was there a fair poko of the week? Was he?
Oh no, for those. Oh, the guy that
Fair Boko of the week, guys.
That's the dude who goes into the cell phone shop, eh?
Yeah.
He goes to buy a case.
Is that New Zealand?
looks like it's overseas.
Bro, everyone on Twitter was like, bro, this is what happens when you shop out West. You gotta come out South and learn how to do it.
Oh, it's from South Auckland.
Nah, it's a West. They reckon it's a West Auckland shop or a North Shore shop.
Oh,
Oh, it's a white guy.
Well, there's a white guy. There you
Yeah.
go. And like again, hey, like what I said about the theory is trying to pick on the gears now.
yeah.
So, for those of you who don't know, the video is there's like a video camera inside the store. It's like a phone store, eh? Like
Yeah, yeah.
parallel imports, kind of.
Mm.
They sell phone equipment, like phone covers and all that shit. And so there's a camera behind the counter, just looking down, and you see the shopkeeper is an Indian guy, and a white Balinese guy with a hoodie walking in to buy a case, and then he sort of snatches the case and runs for the door that's directly behind him, but the door is locked and he can't open the door, and then he figures out that he can't escape, so he's shamed by this point and he walks slowly back to the counter to give the case back that he stole.
You know what happens to him? You don't know. See,
The
man,
comments that I saw was like the shopkeeper had like feels sorry for him.
Oh, let him go.
He let him go.
Oh man.
He's like showing a lot of empathy for him. Like, go man, the Lord still loves you.
Yeah. Well, at least get the police involved, you know. Because then what can deter that kid from doing it again to another
Yeah.
place? I think
He's lucky, man, because all shop owners
Straight
after
up,
that,
yeah,
after that
yeah.
guy that got killed, they're on their guard, man. They ready for battle.
But
Shame,
yeah,
dude.
man. But it shows the times, man. Shows the times, yeah. Like, it's just funny that he, like, the way he tries to run.
Yeah, and then
That's
the way he
like
gives
number
it back-
one for buckle.
Bro,
Parking stupid, man. That's parking stupid right there.
it's the handing it back to him.
And then he
Oh.
goes, oh!
Man, you know what?
naughty.
I was thinking the other day about this short movie I had in my mind, and this is the movie, right? That there's gonna be like a what's it called? There's gonna be a ram raid, right? So it's at night. It's a dairy, and the car full of kids getting ready to ram raid, doing the plans in the car, and then they drive the car and rammed in the store, right? Then they get out trying to steal stuff from the store.
Man, Sully Moore, if you're listening, Spray, take notes. This could be the window, eh?
But as they come out of the store, there's a figure comes out of the shadows, and he's got like 2 guns, and he kills them one by one, and he walks off. And then the shot is just them, those dead bodies on the ground, and the police come. And
They don't know who did it.
they don't know who did it, but man, and that's the end of my short film.
Right.
Oh,
Man, you gotta get a hold of George and that man to write you out some cartoons or some shit. Or even Mike, what's his name? Miguel. Munipola. You gotta reach out to Miguel, man, put that on a cartoon.
what would you call your movie?
Don't fuck to me. But the Hollywood Husband's our voice.
But
Don't
see,
fuck to me.
I'll have like different ram raids, different episodes. And the last episode, maybe the 5th one, this will be the name. This will be the kind of things that happens every episode.
Yeah.
A figure comes out of the shadows, kills the ram raiders, and escapes. But it was going to be revealed he's an Indian shop owner wanting revenge.
Me.
Oh,
Right, because when you're talking about it, it reminded me of, remember the liquor store shop owner, he got shot in the shop.
yeah.
Imanko. Remember the theory of the liquor store, and they shoot the gear, and then the Leos pull up, or the ambulance is trying to get in, but the Leo's like saying nah. But then the guy who's in the shop with in the liquor store with his mate, he's like yelling out like help, like someone help. Then all these people are walking into the liquor store trying to buy liquor, and then they seen the guy shot up and stuff. And then those guys take off to a park and they start celebrating because they took off the till. Because they made a film about it. I think it's called Rewa. It's an old film, but it's like on a real life event.
True, yeah.
Do you remember on social media on Facebook had the liquor store in Charong or somewhere down the line, and there always has someone stealing or shoplifting the place. But it's like the same store. It always comes on Facebook.
Yeah.
What would you name your movie?
I know.
Fireman.
Revenge of the Dairy Owner or something.
But
But I'm just saying, like, so many content out there. Like, there's not much to deal with what people think about.
Yeah.
You know? Now, I just made that example. I was thinking about that because this is something that people are angry about, right?
Yeah.
And some people want to do, you know. And if people that see it empowers these
Dairy
owners in a way not to do what this guy's doing, but to think that, you know, people care about it, you know. And for the Ram Raiders to think, nah, it's bad what we're doing because, you know, we don't want to get killed, or it's not like they're gonna get killed. It's just like, you know, people do care about, you know, there's consequences.
So do you reckon that there's a window here for Shortland Street to start making scripts of people dying during the ram raids?
Yeah,
because then it's gonna happen in 3 months' time. Surely, it's gonna happen in 3 months'
So
time.
they do a movie now before someone takes your idea, bro.
I'm just talking to everything that's out there as content, because there's always comedy. There's nothing like too serious, and there's not much of it. I mean, when I was talking to Diamond Langi about the movie content, like in America, they make movies out of anything. Any news story that happens that's on the news for ages, they'll make a movie out of it the next week. Every little thing, you know. Like it's all there, like. But there's heaps of stuff that happens here in the background that no one knows. It comes on the paper and then and that's it. But yeah, no, that's just my take. This is my little imaginary movie.
I'd watch that.
who we have as the actors?
I'll probably interview some of the dairy owners around.
Oh,
Do you wanna?
You gotta have Boss, bro, from Caston. Everybody knows Boss. He
Oh,
knows
the dairy
generations.
owner.
Yeah, bro. He's straight out of Caston, that guy. Yeah, bro. You gotta have Boss on there.
But that's one cool thing about Calstony. Across the road is the bakery, bro. Just imagine if there was a bakery out Whiteack, bro. Oh, man. And there was a nice bakery, too.
We had Tom's.
You had to walk to it, though.
We had the ice cream at Tom's. Everyone got the ice cream.
Yeah.
And then Arena.
Yeah.
Oh, you went the other way.
Yeah.
You never went to Arena because you went up Universal. I mean, up Swanson.
Yeah. Nah. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, shit.
All right, boys. We come down to the last words for tonight. I'll start with you, Alex.
Oh, just, last words. Just, recently found out, one of the ushers that we grew up with, passed away. Just like I said, you know, if you're going through a rough patch in life, reach out. Don't reach out to somebody. You know, there was a thing. Oh, sorry. Yes, and there was another thing too. In my cousin's funeral was that one of the speeches, the Moli Maus, was all these things, nice things we're talking about. You know, about Tono, right? All these things. You know. It's a shame that, you know, when he was alive, you know, he couldn't hear it. I mean, like, say if he was there, he couldn't hear it, you know. So,
It's giving people flowers while they're alive.
Yeah. Just reach out if you're going through a rough patch in life. don't have too much pride. Don't be ashamed or whatever. Life's too short. Life's too short to not be happy. Yeah.
I think that's the key, eh? Don't have too much pride. Because I think pride is the number one reason, eh? Or there's heaps of reasons, but I think pride is up there on the top of the reasons that people take their lives through depression. Like, I think that's why because I'm always trying to figure out why is talking about our feelings gonna help, you know, if we're not brought up like that. But it's something that's opposite what we were brought up at. And, you know, when guys talk about their feelings, talk about their problems to other guys, even in a public space, you know, there's a lot of like mental health podcasts out there that deal with that, and guys get together and have a chat about it. But I think a lot of it is to do is bring down the pride.
Yeah.
If you can talk about your vulnerability, you're actually putting your pride down. So talk about it. And if we're putting their pride down, that's one of the major things. The pride is one of the major factors, I think, for suicide. That if we can bring that down a bit, it can help. Because the reason why people are not talking and going through depression is because of their pride. Oh. Yeah, I never thought of that before until you said that.
Yeah, it's just it's a shame that people post, you know, like you know, he was such a good guy, you know, it's just a shame that he wasn't here or they weren't here to hear it, you know, or see it. Yeah. Oh, any last words, Let's?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to acknowledge all the Pacifica parents that were part of the Te Moana primary graduation class of 2022. Like I mentioned, like seeing a Māori boy have a haka performed to him by his mum, and then seeing a nana, like, you know, acknowledge her granddaughter and give lollies, you know.
Oh.
What I love about what Mr. Kaiser's allowed for all the parents and especially the Pacifica is to let us celebrate like that, eh? Like, it might be fun to the singers and gears, but like that's what makes Pacific people unique, is the acknowledging it, you know. That's them finishing this chapter of their life. Now it's intermediate. So we managed to do that with my other daughter at intermediate, and it was just cool, you know. It's just like acknowledging it. But like, I just wanted to close with like, you know, show support to your kids, no matter what it is. Even if it's a phone call, or even if a little yarn, like when they get home, like let them know that you're proud. Because like, if they hear that from your mouth, that's obviously going to register somewhere, because it's an achievement that your kids are always going to feel like, oh man, it's not going to be good enough. But for you to acknowledge that you being proud is something, it's enough to sit in their minds to be like, man, I just heard that, you know. Because growing up as a kid, I never heard that. I never heard it. And like my daughter now, she's like throwing around her weight about them winning aims and winning like her winning the speech and stuff like that. But like, and I told her without giving her a big hit, it's like, oh yeah, you might be champion, but inside the house, you're still do the dishes, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to like acknowledge like all the mums who hold it down, because like, to be honest, I never had the force to take my kids to school because it was hard, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't want to hear my kids, Dad, don't go, I don't want to hear that. So I let my wife do it. But it's all the parents, like especially all the mums who hold it down for us, like trying to get the kids to school and stuff. Like, we appreciate you guys, man. And life's hard without, you know, the family help and stuff like that. And then we all have our days where we might feel like, man, I'm not doing enough, or my enough is not enough.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, it's like, man, express the emotions and lighten the load on your mind, because the more you can get it out, the easier you'll sleep. And that's the truth, you know.
Yeah.
So to anyone who's like, holding on to stuff, you know, they keep it to yourself, man. Like, you know, jump on a yarn, even if it's typed into a social media platform. That's enough to like lighten the load, you know.
Reach out.
Sure, let's.
Yeah.
So
Well,
let's.
Shout outs. Shout boys. Yeah, man. Thanks for another week of Image at the Clip.
Last episode.
Last episode next week for the
Last
year.
episode. Yeah.
So we relax and enjoy Christmas with the fams.
Thanks to everyone for supporting and listening and giving us feedback. Like, yeah, man. Like I said, man, there's no one else out here in Auckland and then NZ doing the work that our Kama Cams is doing, man. So I'm always going to give our Kama flowers, bro. Because, bro, the fact that this guy's Samoan waving that flag for West Auckland, man, West proud, eh? West proud.
Shock him.
And shout, skinny guy, you know, keep going on your challenges. Bro, because someday it might rub off on one of us, you know?
All right, Back on 135 is back next week. I got 2 guests coming on tomorrow and on Thursday. I won't say their names because they might not show up. So just in case things change.
All the best.
That's right. All right. See you later. Let's get the fuck out of here. Fuck.